in a major drug bust in Port Moresby on Saturday, June 14th, in a hotel room for having in possession methamphetamine. National Capital District Metropolitan Superintendent Warwick Simatab confirmed the 5 as Senior Police Officer Inspector Portal Hussein, Junior Constable Emmanuel Somon, and the 3 civilians are Jafet Warus, Rick Posing, and Kathleen Tao.
2 police officers were caught with methamphetamine during a drug bust over the week. Among them were 3 civilians. And City Metropolitan Superintendent Warwick Simatab said Inspector Portal Hussein, Junior Constable Emmanuel Somon, Jafet Warus, Rick Posing, and Catherine Tao were apprehended in a hotel room. Police found them with drug paraphernalia, indicating they were consuming illicit substances. Simatab said forensic officers at the crime scene confirmed the drugs to be methamphetamine. Simatab stated that Inspector Hussein and Junior Constable Somon will be stripped of their ranks, terminated from the police force, and face court proceedings as civilians. He added that Hussein has outstanding disciplinary issues, summary, and criminal allegations. Simatab thanked members of the public for the crucial tip-off which led to the arrest. He said the operation is a result of excellent intelligence work by his team with public support and proactive policing. While addressing the severe nature of police involvement, Simatab issued a firm warning to police officers who act as criminals while serving in the force that Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary is too big for any individual uniformed cop. Simatab says all 5 suspects are currently detained at the Boroko cells and will be processed. They will appear in court to charges of possession and consumption of methamphetamine.
Chief of Defence Force Rear Admiral Philip Polewara made his first official visit to the 2nd Battalion of Royal Pacific Islands Regiment in Moyam, East Sepik Province early this month. He was accompanied by Chief of Force Preparation Colonel Craig Solomon. Rear Admiral Polewara was received with a welcome parade and was given a tour of the unit by the commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Francis Vitata, and his leadership team. During the visit, the Chief of Defence Force witnessed the promotion of 8 senior non-commissioned officers. He then proceeded to the Command Officers' Mess and promoted 11 officers of the unit. In his address, Rear Admiral Polewara said most times citizens may not see and appreciate the work of PNG Defence Force and its soldiers, but its contribution towards maintaining a presence on land and sea borders and providing security to strategic state assets, contributing enormously to carrying the country and its economy. Representatives from the autonomous Bougainville government and the national government of Papua New Guinea gathered at the historically significant Batam military camp in Christchurch, New Zealand on June 6, 2025 for a joint consultative meeting that concluded Sunday, June 15th. The joint consultations convened by independent moderator Sir Jerry Mateparai were aimed at forging a political pathway to implement the outcome of the 2019 Bougainville referendum.
Joint consultation meeting between representatives from the autonomous Bougainville government and the Papua New Guinea national government were officially opened by Prime Minister James Marape and ABG President Ismail Toruama, highlighting the importance of this dialogue at a critical moment in the Bougainville peace process. The meeting held at Benham Military Camp in Christchurch, New Zealand, provided a platform for both governments to discuss the next steps in recognizing and operationalizing the will of the Bougainville people, who overwhelmingly voted for greater autonomy or independence in the referendum. Discussions were characterized by a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect, reflecting the shared commitment to achieving lasting peace and stability in the region. As the representatives navigated complex political and social dynamics, they aimed to build consensus on how best to proceed, ensuring that the voices of Bougainvilleans continue to be heard in the decision-making process. This milestone event represents a pivotal step towards the fulfillment of the aspirations of the Bougainville people and the broader goals of national unity within Papua New Guinea. The parties also agreed on core elements of the proposed future political relationship and how to work with Parliament for taking their agreement forward, including the integral role to be played by the Bipartisan Parliamentary Committee on Bougainville. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Meantime, Ambassador Isaac Lupari has again called upon elected leaders to exercise caution in considering whether or not Bougainville should become independent. The former Chief Secretary to Government said that it was the duty of all members of Parliament to consider facts and recognize that the national constitution does not allow for any one part of Papua New Guinea to separate. Ambassador Lupari said that it was important that post-referendum consultations continue and urge all members of Parliament to be mindful of their obligations to represent the interest of their constituents and the interest of Papua New Guinea as a whole. Prime Minister James Marape has reaffirmed the enduring legacy and future of Pangu Party as the party is synonymous with Papua New Guinea's nationhood, declaring that the party's mission goes far beyond personalities and elections.
Speaking at the Pangu Party fundraising dinner in Port Moresby recently, Prime Minister James Marape paid tribute to the party's historic roots and its continued relevance in modern governance 6 years into his term as the nation's 8th Prime Minister. He emphasized that while his leadership may one day pass on, the structure and vision of Pangu will endure. The Prime Minister used the occasion to also outline government's achievements and forward strategy, highlighting over 29 billion kina in capital investment delivered in 6 years, major infrastructure connectivity, including roads to Telefomin and Vanimo, plans to link Port Moresby and Lae by road for the first time in PNG's history, stronger judicial independence and expanded justice infrastructure, and delivery of specialist national hospitals, including the National Cancer Center, National Heart and Cardiac Center, and dedicated kidney and dialysis center, bringing advanced healthcare services to Papua New Guineans previously forced to seek treatment overseas. A long-term succession plan for party leadership beyond 2027, and a bold vision to grow PNG's economy from 79 billion kina in 2019 to 200 billion kina by 2032 to 2035. A key highlight of his address was the government's plan to sequence 17 major resource projects across the oil, gas, and mining sectors. These projects are expected to drive economic growth, secure greater state revenue, and create employment and business opportunities nationwide. Oil and gas projects including Papua LNG, Pinyang Gas Project, Milo Deepwater Oil Prospect, Tolokoma Gold Mine Redevelopment, and Woodlock Gold Project, Ramu Nickel Downstream Processing Initiative, Wafi Golpu Copper Gold Project, and Frida River Copper Gold Project, Simberi Gold Project's expansion, New Pogara Gold Mine, which was recommissioned with improved terms and 20-year life, Mount Kare Gold Project, and Kainantu Gold expansion. Marape says if sequenced correctly under Pangu's policy platform, these projects will push the countries towards the 200 billion kina economy target by 2033, based on the 55% total state take model the country have. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
We started missing tackles and then we gave away too many penalties. We need to find a way to start to, find some opportunities.
I'm a little bit upset. I'm a Queenslander myself.
I reckon we would have kicked off at Spencer
and
gone after him a little bit.
Queensland are desperate.
I wouldn't drop Terry Evans, I really wouldn't.
No doubt whatsoever. Game 2, I think this will be one of the great games.
Welcome back. Farmers and Settlers Association, in a submission to Treasury, the Internal Revenue Commission and P&G Customs, raised issues of biosecurity, the protection of local industries and promotion by reducing tariffs and tax to grow P&G industries.
Farmers and Settlers Association, Wilson Thompson, stated that new local industries and jobs can be axed if government agencies do not enforce protocols. He made these statements after making a submission from Farmers and Settlers Association to Treasury, the Internal Revenue Commission, and P&G Customs. He said low prices and sourcing of products that are biosecurity risk affect local agriculture and processing industries. The association presented these concerns raised by its members, mainly farmers, on local manufacturers being threatened by cheap imports. He added that the country does not import uncooked poultry products from overseas that is listed as a threat. However, in recent months, important cocktails which presented a biosecurity risk and had to be destroyed in Mount Hagen. While it might be priced higher than local produced products, it poses biosecurity risk that could destroy the local poultry industry. The biosecurity bill was presented during the recent parliament sitting. The bill will see to the establishment of the Biosecurity Authority, which will protect animal and plant life and associated environmental risk in PNG through a sustainable biosecurity framework.
To essence in PNG needs to have in place a legislation providing for import controls, international controls and export controls pertaining to pests and diseases affecting animals, plants and their products. And this biosecurity legislation attempts to address this.
PNG needs to have in place a legislation providing for import controls, international controls and export controls pertaining to pest and disease affecting animals, plants and their products. This legislation attempts to address this, said Boto. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Residents in Ley Morobe province have an additional location to go to if in need to key cutting services. Raswin Integrated Solutions have opened a new locksmithing and technology kiosk at the Brian Bell Plaza along Mengola Street in Ley.
Raswin Integrated Solutions is celebrating the opening of a new locksmithing and technology kiosk at the Brian Bell Plaza along Mengola Street in Ley Morobe Province. The grand opening on Monday, June 16th follows on the success of Raswin's existing kiosk at Ley Top Town next to GM Floors Hospital. Raswin's Ley branch manager Linda Kotong outlined that the company, which has marked 30 years of service in PNG, opened its Ley branch in 2020 and noted the need to expand its services. Its services are not limited to key cutting only, but also cover a comprehensive range of electronic and mechanical security services and solutions.
What we are celebrating now is the opening of our Ley key cutting locksmith key cutting kiosk. So Raswin is a technical security company. Locksmithing was our core business back in 1996 when we first came into PNG. 10 years into the operation, we saw the need of venturing into electronic academy for technical security and electronic security. So that's when we created the Department of Electronics, which covers our access control, CCTV, intercom, alarm systems. Other than that, we have our audiovisual department, which is huge in audiovisual with the PA system, video conferencing, with a channel partner for Samsung commercial screens in PNG. We're also the channel partner for LG screens.
It will cost 12 kina to have standard keys like household ones cut. For automatic keys, driver's license and registration papers are required. Meantime, to celebrate the launch, customers who get a key at the new kiosk on opening day will receive a complimentary drink from Jean's Coffee, one of Ley's most popular coffee brands. This special offer is our way of thanking the Ley community for their continued support. Jasmine Irajak, TV1 News.
People from Gunina Elevala village in the nation's capital produced a court order today to stop the development taking place at Akoro Idubada Point opposite Port Moresby Technical College. They've called on the Motu-Koita Assembly to ensure land disputes do not occur in Motu-Koita villages.
Phoenix Development Limited was issued a stop work order today for further development at the Akoro Idubada Point opposite Port Moresby Technical College. This was an interim court order to Phoenix Development Limited, Novada of Motu-Koita Assembly, and any persons of Baruni claiming ownership of the land. Tarata Hitolo from Tanobada Gunina Elevala village, who is the landowner, and the people of Gunina Elevala issued a court order issued last Thursday filed under the Land Settlement Dispute Act. The court direction indicated Phoenix Developments Limited, its servants and Kelvin Law, Minor Iduhu, and Novada restrained from carrying out any further development, including backfilling on the site. Phoenix Developments Limited be restrained from making any forms of payment to any persons from Barony Village claiming ownership of the disputed land.